Askarov against Kai Kara-France.
Right. I thought this could have been a main event, to be honest.
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily. I think there's a concern within the UFC that Askarov's a bit boring.
Oh, see, I've what, in terms of his like fighting style?
Yeah.
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 The thing I love about him, and it's similar to why I like Figueiredo. The only difference is I think Figueiredo's is a little bit more of an act, but I think Askarov, he's just got this like serial killer kind of deadpan look in his eyes.
I think he's the only deaf fighter on the UFC roster, isn't he?
Right, yeah.
That must be a challenge.
Yeah.
For coaching and
Was
cornering.
it like totally deaf or?
I don't know whether it's totally, whether he's completely deaf or not, but I do know that he is definitely hearing impaired.
Yeah.
A decent amount for it to be mentioned.
Yeah. I feel like that would probably give you a little bit of a. I don't know.
I mean, you can't hear your corner team, and you can't. I mean, most there's a lot of bad cornering that goes on, so that might not be a bad thing. But I don't know. There are moments where corner teams are really massively useful, even in the rounds, and that's something that he doesn't have. Then the other thing as well is like this is a fight where the referee's really going to need to be on point to get involved, because he's not going to be able to hear the end of the round. He might be able to, in fact, but I remember Matt Hamill not being able to hear the bell going off, and him continuing striking at Bisping on the Ultimate Fighter, and Bisping being like, as,
Yeah, I mean, it might even, because you can't hear critique, you might be a lot more self-aware. So you've got to figure it out yourself.
Yeah.
So you might have much more of a depth in terms of how you see yourself fighting, and how you think about it. Yeah.
Might be far more considered because he's not as distracted about what's going on around him.
I do think he's got that like killer kind of look.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he could be a KGB agent. His nickname is the Bullet as well, Okay. So he's 14-0-1. His only blemish is a draw against Brandon Moreno. He's got really good wins on his record. Tim Elliott, Pantoja, Joe Benavidez. He came over from ACB and he was winning. He was subbing everybody. Rear naked chokes, anacondas. He's got a twister on his record, guillotines. He has got finishes by TKO as well. On the other hand, Kai Kara-France is 23-9 and has really, really slick striking. Very, very dangerous. Hands and feet. Good Muay Thai all the way through. Does get tangled up a little bit sometimes, a little bit. He gets into those like scurrying exchanges like he did against Brandon Royval and got his neck tangled. This is a fight that's going to test his discipline and his maturity, because he's the younger fighter coming in, even though he's got more experience, right? I think Askarov's a little bit older.
Kai's 28.
And Askarov is 29. Oh yeah, he's a lot older. I don't know. I feel like the maturity of Askarov's game is very evident, and I feel like he still likes to fight. There's still a bit of a scrappy kid in him, That might get him in trouble a bit here.
Yeah,
because he might overextend himself, and you don't want to be dealing with Askarov in any range really. He's just a fucking nightmare.
Do you think this is the fight that's going to determine the next, title shot?
For sure. This is. I think this has been kind of positioned for Askarov to get another win before he gets put in for a title shot.
Right.
Yeah. Like, because if you look at, the rankings, you can see in the rankings that this is like, it's a good way off. There's a good difference between the two of them. Where are we? So Askarov's at number 2. Oh no, Kai Kara-France at number 6 now. It's a big ask. It's a big jump. Like, there's no reason for Askarov to fight anybody lower than him right now. It's just, he's already in a position for a title shot. I just think it's because he's been out a little while, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think about a year or so.
It is a year almost, exactly. Yeah. Last time he was out was Benavidez. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Kai Kara-France. I like his fighting style, but this is going to be a real test of his maturity, because I think he's going to have to be on point with his takedown offense.
Yeah, I want Kai to win.
Yeah,
but I think Askarov's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 2-inch height advantage for Askarov, but a 2-inch reach advantage for Kai Kara France. 87% takedown offense for Kai Kara France as well, which is significant. 28% takedown accuracy for Askarov. But then his average fight time is 15 minutes. You know, like that's kind of what he does. He like drowns people. Yeah, it's just I'm picking Askarov. I'm picking Askarov because I think he's just destined to be in there for a title fight. But I know why he's not getting the opportunities, and it's the same reason why I'm like, I kind of want Kai to win, because Kai's like, yeah, this is going to be a banger. Askarov, I'm like, okay, what can I learn from this technically? You know what I mean? It's like that kind of fight, and it's not
for sure.
Like as a fan, especially after I've marched my way through 8 fights already. Like it gets to this one, and I'm like, I'm gonna see someone really exciting get drowned here. That's my concern.
Yeah, I think Kai might come into this though, knowing that he's like a really big underdog, and I wasn't expecting him to do what he did to Cody, either.
But Cody's a banger as well. Like he takes a lot of risks as well. He gets drawn in. Like that's Askarov's not going to do that. That's why he's undefeated. Like that draw on his record must anger him so much.
Yeah,
and if he wins this, he potentially gets to fight the guy again.
So he's not going to take any risks, really, is he? Yeah.
No chance. No chance.
Yeah, I'm going to pick Kai.
Oh, yeah. Good for you, man. Good for you. Pick Kai. I'm going with Askarov. I think it's going to be a 3-round decision, and Kai's going to be really frustrated at the end of it. Yeah.